Hey everyone, this is the Heroes Podcast. I'm back from somebody from Alaska, and we had that series on TV here, and I never seen anyone from Alaska. So, how are you, BJ?
I am good. We're in the middle of winter up here, but life is good.
Yes, I've heard we couldn't meet a month ago. I realized that you had to save your boat and keep them safe because of the Alaskan winter. Amazing, but I'm still fascinated that we're able to connect this way through technology.
Yeah.
Before we go into your story, I'll just intro you. Uh, but tell us what is your favorite thing to do? I never asked this question, but it just comes to me when you're not working. What are you doing? What do you love doing?
Well, I love being outside. I mean, I love nature. So in the summer, in the spring, in the summer, whenever the weather's good, I love to kayak. I love getting on the water. It's so quiet. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful. Flying over your head and maybe a whale spouting across the bay. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So I love being outside.
I think we all want to go and visit you.
I don't blame you.
Yes, absolutely. I will intro you now and then we'll start your story. So, BJ is an author, speaker, confidence, and mindset coach with 40 plus years building businesses, training entrepreneurs, and coaching leaders across industries. She has helped countless business owners refine their messaging, improve communication, and create intentional strategies to grow. I'm excited about that one. Her personality profiling book, I You My Flock, is a game changer for business owners and who want to build stronger connections and get more yes results. uh, Want to grow the fun and light and easy way? BJ is here to help. So listen closely and welcome on this show. Tell us about your past. And if you want to just tell us the bad and ugly, how did this start?
Well, first of all, thank you, Andre. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for um, letting me just gift to your audience and hopefully encourage them, let them know we're never alone. We all have struggles. We all have journeys, life journeys, business journeys. So I'll share just a little bit of mine. My name again is BJ Stromme, and I have been in business a long, long time. Started in direct sales 45 years ago and learned that really people are our business. It's not our product, our program, our service. It's people. And the sooner we learn how to understand people's language, which I call their flock, their buying language, how they think, the easier it is for us to create solid relationships. And those relationships equal business. More yes results is what I call it. So, indirect sales, of course, there's all kinds of things that you learn. And after a while, I said, you know what? I love these skill sets and I love working with my clients, working with my leaders. I want to take this to a bigger audience. And that's when I looked at Pop Mindset. I said, I want to start my own company. And my daughter got me started in bird watching. And I realized that people's characteristics were similar to some of the main flocks that we see all the time, like eagles and hawks and, doves, mourning doves, loving mourning doves. Anyway, so we started looking at how could I help people understand people so their businesses can flourish, so their relationships can flourish. And that was the start of that book, Are You My Flock? Because people fly together. Birds of a feather flock together, that's the saying. And it hasn't always been easy. It's been a struggle, just like many entrepreneurs. And I remember this one time, I was working with my son, who was my techie guy, and
Oh,
we were recording content for an online version of this book, which I do have, and it's opening different times during the year. So you might check that out, but we'll talk more about that. Anyway, this particular time, I had ordered a camera because this was quite a while ago, and not everything that we had then is what we have now. I got this camera And the recording was so awful. The sound was echoey. The picture was awful. I was so discouraged. I just sat down on the fireplace and cried. I'm like, this can't be that hard. I can't be that stupid. How hard can this be? So he, basically encouraged me, picked me up, and he said, Mom, our cell phones have better cameras than just about anything out there. And I'm like, what? Because he looked up all the technical, data on the camera that I'd bought and the microphones that I had. And so we went with the camera. Believe it or not, majority of my stuff is either recorded off the camera or nowadays with, online Zoom or one of those types of apps. You just have to stick with it and find somebody who's willing to support you and maybe take some of those hard things off your plate, like I handed to my son. So, anyway, with his help and with my daughter's help, we created this program. And while you're working, I don't know about the rest of you, but sometimes we run into doubt and, fears like mine, sitting on the fireplace, crying my eyes out. And we're like, okay, what do I do next? Right? What's my next step? And for me and for the people I work with, I would have to say finding a coach, finding a mentor is probably the best thing you can ever do. Somebody who understands that journey that you're on. They know the doubts, the fears, the anxiety that you might be going through, the little bumps and hurdles and the big bumps and hurdles, and help you get over it. So I really, throughout the years, have invested, Andre, in a lot of mindset support. Ways to turn around how we think, right? Let go of self-doubt. Find ways to rewrite the stories that run in our head, those stories where we're playing all the parts. We've got this story going and, we're having a conversation with someone, only we're playing both parts. Happens to every one of us. And I am so grateful for mindset tools, for mentors who really believe in positive affirmations, positive thoughts, retraining the brain, neuroplasticity. I think it's all real. The law of attraction, it's all real and it works. So that's kind of how I started Pop Mindset. There's been a few major bumps and hurdles between then and now. Um, but I'll stop talking and see if you have some questions that maybe you think your audience would have.
I would wanted to find out. You mentioned self-doubt, uh, or sort of losing it here and there. What were these the biggest obstacles in your way, would you say? Has it impacted your self-confidence, self-worth? Have you had experiences that you really needed a coach, as you said?
I think almost everybody has some level of self-doubt, something that happens in their life that shakes their confidence in themselves. And I'm no different than anybody else. Sometimes you would put together a program, you think it's great, you launch it, and you get low or no response. And that makes you go, well, is the program not any good? Is my information not good? Am I not reaching my ideal client? Is the price not right? Is the timing not right? So all of those things can easily run around in our head until we have somebody that says, well, let's take it apart. Let's sit back and take a look at who did you want to attract? What was your language in attracting them? Is this something that they need? You just kind of pick it apart a little bit in a loving, gentle way and say, oh, let's try again. Let's figure this out. So yes, I've dealt with self-doubt. The tools that I've used that I think are so powerful, and number one tool that I learned years and years ago to get me out of a fear that was a lot deeper, I think, than just doubting whether I could do the programs or whether I could offer services. It was the fear around making ends meet as a single mom
Yeah.
and paying the bills. Can I make it? Where's it going to come from? And that's a lot more about who you are and your belief system around money, your belief system around, well, your capability in managing money, all of those things. And so I came across a tool It came to me because when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right?
Mm.
So I was introduced to a couple different things. Number one was tapping, which is EFT, emotional freedom technique. And a lot of us in the coaching and the health and wellness world probably use it. If you've never heard of it, please talk with either your coach, go look up emotional freedom technique. Nick and Jessica Ortner are founders of it. And really, that technique changed everything for me because it's all about changing how your brain works with your thoughts, which they're thoughts that become emotions that become reactions in your body that become results. When we understand that and we know how to change that, not shove it underneath the rug, but effectively change, how am I allowing these thoughts to affect my emotions? How am I allowing these thoughts to direct my actions? We have more control than we ever thought we did. That was one of the biggest, I think, rescues in my personal growth journey.
That's powerful. I do agree that I it comes back and forth in my practice as well. When when people get stuck and they need a tool that they can
Mm,
use on their own, um,
right.
absolutely to get unstuck and to keep following their plan, I think EFT is a fantastic tool.
Yeah.
What else did you find? What else worked for you to I understand I was a mentor or a coach and absolutely I think my best investment was certainly finally after 20 years of trying to find my breakthroughs through books and seminars and all kinds of meditation, all of that. I needed someone to say, hey, those are your blind spots and this is why you've been stuck for 20 years. What
Hmm.
else
Hmm.
worked for you to find your best version or the authentic one?
Uh, I think a coach is absolutely vital. If you don't have a coach, maybe a mentor, someone that is, steps ahead of you. They're doing what you want to do, or they've done what you want to do. And they can, like you say, Andre, they can see your blind spots. They can see what you're saying to yourself that's creating the results that you have. And that's really a lot of what comes back to all of us is what's the story running in your head? Most of us, if we stop long enough, we write it down, we can hear it or see it. Occasionally, it's so deeply entrenched that maybe you don't even recognize it. Something as simple as saying, like, well, I'm clumsy. I've always been clumsy. Well, then every time you drop a spoon, you're like, yeah, well, I'm clumsy. Well, you've just reinforced in your body, your mind, and around everybody that listens to you that you're clumsy. Well, maybe not. Everybody drops things. So those stories we tell ourselves, if someone else can catch it, like you said, Andre, someone else can catch it and help you find a way to train it, retrain it, change it, you can have different results. So one of the other tools that I'll share with you that I learned from one of my favorite coaches, Dana Wilde, is called a transitory statement. And I
Yeah,
used this in some powerful ways. And is that something you're familiar with, Andre?
I might be, and I might use this term, but I'm really keen to
Yeah.
hear what that is. What it gives me is probably a statement of I'm in the process of getting to the new version of me, or whatever it is, which is I'm not stuck in the past, but I'm in this growth phase, and I'm seeing more and more of what I want. That's how I kind of use it.
Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right. It's probably just a little different term. So it's really simple. What it is using the word but, which I heard you say, to negate or kind of erase everything that you say in front of it. And then the final sentence that you give is positive, 50% believable, and in the present tense. It changes what your brain, your unconscious mind, remembers. So if I were to, meet you for lunch and I said, oh, that's a really great jacket, but I would never wear it. Instantly our brain goes, what's wrong with my jacket? That's a cool jacket. Well, I wouldn't wear your jacket either. We jump into those three R's: resist, resent, revenge in like a microsecond. However, if I'm having that same conversation to myself, like I'm like, oh man, I don't like this jacket. If I need to wear that jacket, I might say, I'm not really fond of this jacket. I don't really like this jacket. But today, right now, I look really sharp and really professional. So
Love
that's
it.
the sentence. Yeah, that's what sticks in my mind is like, okay, I might not like it, but it's a good look and that's what I wanted. So you can use that in almost everything. And I'll give you one really powerful way that I use this because a jacket's a pretty simple, it's a pretty simple switch. I lost my son in 2019 and it was hard. We never expect to outlive our kids. So this sentence was a lifesaver for me because I was able to say, took a while to believe, but you have to say something to yourself. You have to be able to find a way to crawl out from underneath the bed and comfort yourself and keep going because we're still here, regardless of the people that we lose in our life. So I was able to start saying, it sucks that my boy is gone. I hate that my boy is gone. But today, right now, he's in peace. To find that comfort. And same thing that you say about anything. Your ending sentence has to be present tense, 50% believable and in the positive. The present tense is the one thing that we sometimes miss. Like, I feel like I want to lose weight, right? Or I hate being this weight, or I hate being this shape. But if we say, I'm going to lose weight, your brain goes, okay, good luck. Let me know when you do that. You know? However, if we can say, you know what? I just hate being this weight. And I just use that as something common because it seems to be something that a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people feel like it's a need to, deal with. And I think you're probably beautiful just the way you are. However, if you have this running in your head, you could say something like, I really don't like where I'm at, but today I'm choosing healthy food, healthy snacks, and I'm loving myself. I'm willing to love myself. And that opens up so much more for us, for any of us. With any pain that we're dealing with, if we can reframe it and find hope, find peace, hope is your biggest thing. You got hope, you're going to be okay.
Thanks for sharing that. Wonderful. Recently, I planted some seeds with my clients, but my help, some of your audience is I'm telling people to look for the miracle today. And something good happens with changing the filters, how you look at your life and look at the world. And sometimes some small good things happen and they don't know if this is it or there will be something even better by sunset. Tell me, what I was wondering, what in your side of it, when you're on corner of the world, I think not enough, and I've heard that from you. Not enough time, not enough money. Is that a big epidemic in the American continent as well, or just here? What I have got to say to that?
I think I think it depends on, of course, who you're talking with. It's a focus for
Mm.
some people. It's not a focus for others. In the entrepreneurial world, I think so many are self-employed. They're working for themselves. Maybe that's the only thing that they do. So it's, top of mind. I want to create an income. I want to create freedom. I want to create wealth. So I think it's not unusual for people to be thinking about, money or income. On the other hand, when you open yourself up and you say, I am so grateful for the abundance that I have in my life. I am so grateful for my time and wealth freedom. Like myself, you get more of it, but it might be a journey to get there. So I guess that's why we address it.
Yes. That's what I found as the most probably typical as I found across
Mm,
solopreneurs, this not enough idea
yeah,
where
yeah. Which
can't seem to get over it. So how could we find you? How could we follow you? You have a website or you have social channels? Did you want to share them with us?
sure, sure. If you were to Google BJ Stromme, you'll find me all over the place. And if you Google pop mindset, that is my business, and it'll take you to the website. It'll take you to YouTube. It'll take you to Facebook. So pop mindset or BJ Stromme, you should be able to find me just about anywhere.
Well, thanks for that. You will have all of these links under the video. I'm wondering what what would you celebrate in 5 years' time if things went perfect for you? How do you see yourself?
Well, I'm really blessed where I'm at right now, so I kind of celebrate that all the time. 5 years from now, I think one of the things that I love that will probably be a little more prevalent is the individual private Alaska tours because people love coming up here. They love the peace, they love the quiet, and we love hosting them. So I love doing retreats 5 years from now. I think I'll probably be settled into doing a few more retreats. And I also have a gift for everybody today. When the time is right, you let me know about that.
Please share it. Don't hold
Oh,
back.
okay. There is a fun and free personality profile quiz, and it's the Are You My Flock quiz. If you go to Pop Mindset and look under free resources or the tab that says Are You My Flock, you can take your personalized profile quiz, and I will send you your results. And I actually read all of the quizzes so that your results are not just automated, but I'd love for you to just go and explore, learn a little bit more about your personality, your flock, and then how you can effectively learn to speak those other languages so that you're more likely to get yeses, create smoother relationships with yourself and with the people that you interact with.
Thanks for that. What
Sure.
who's your typical client? I was thinking to so if they're listening to us now, they know. Oh, I need to talk to BJ. How would they know that you are the one to talk?
If you are an entrepreneur who is 100% responsible for your own client attraction, hanging on to your clients, building your business, and you are struggling, you network and you're not getting the results you want, you make calls and you're not getting bookings that you would like, you're holding appointments and you're not getting the sales you like, you're my favorite entrepreneur. I love helping you get clearer with your message, find an ease and flow so business starts coming to you naturally. And I offer a complimentary 30-minute brainstorming or coaching session. Just reach out to me, BJ at popmindset.com, and let's talk.
Absolutely take her up on that call because I believe looking back, I've learned so much on taking action and showing up on calls. I really want you to consider it if you're listening to us. What have I not asked you that you really wanted to share today?
Hmm. Boy, I don't know. I would say don't give up on yourself. You haven't missed asking me anything. I want to make sure that your audience, our wonderful entrepreneurs and just listeners out there, feel encouraged, feel, I would say, free to reach out, no strings. I've been there 40 years, 45 years as an entrepreneur. I have jumped many hurdles and crawled through many ditches. There's probably not a lot that you're dealing with that I either haven't been through or one of my clients hasn't been through and I've helped them. So don't try and go it alone. That's all I'm going to say is just, reach out to one of us to get support and to get out of your own way and not feel like you're struggling, all by yourself to create the success that you deserve.
BJ, thanks very much. It was a special time with you, and I'm looking forward to talk to you again.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for being here.
Thank you, Andre.
See you soon.